Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download these in US letter or A4 to accompany each step of this series to help you. There's a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be fab, and please do subscribe and share. And now we're going to crack on with paper C from the grade 3 2018 practice paper booklet. So this was the paper that was taken in the last exam session of 2018. If you turn with me to page 11, we'll have a look at this together. Now, I always recommend that you have a go of this on your own, first of all. It doesn't matter if you go wrong. Always work in pencil, and then if you make a mistake, you can just rub that out and have another go. It's always better to learn by your mistakes. I use a mechanical pencil just so it stays nice and sharp, and then that way you're not going to risk losing any marks through untidiness. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this, and now we'll look through this together. So question 1 asks us to add a time signature to these 5 examples. So we can have 5 separate time signatures. And so let's make a start of this first one. So don't be confused by the fact that there are all of these triplet signs. We can see here, straight away here, that we're in simple time, we're in groups of 2, and these triplet signs literally mean just 3 in the time of 2. So we have 3 quaver beats, 3 eighth notes in the time of 2, so that's that there. And again here we have 3 in the time of 2, and we've just got to decide 3 what beats in the time of 2. And again you can see this is 3 quaver beats, 3 eighth notes, because a quaver and a quaver or 2 eighth notes gives you a crotchet or a quarter note, and there's your third quaver, 1 2 3 in the time of 2. And again here 3 in the time of 2, which gives you 1 crotchet beat there, 1 quarter note, there's a quarter note's worth, 2 quavers, 2 eighth notes in the time of a crotchet or a quarter note, same again here. So we can see that we've actually got 1 2 3 crotchet beats, 3 quarter notes per bar, and so that will give us our time signature there. Double check that there, there's 1 beat, there's 1 beat, and there's 1 beat as well. So there we go. Let's look at the next one. So now again we can see that we are in certain groupings here, and this here at a glance will tell you that you're in groups of 3 quaver beats. So we're in compound time now. There's 1 quaver beat, there's 1, and that half of a quaver beat and that half of a quaver beat gives you 3, 1 2 3, and so we can see we're in groups of 3, we're in compound time. So we've got 1 2 3 there, 3 quaver beats, there's 1 quaver beat, and that splits into 2 quaver beats, 2 8 and 1 2 3 eighth notes. There's your next group of 3, there's a group of 3, 1 2 3, there's a group of 3. So we have 1 2 3 4 groups of 3, and if we want to add all the maths up in the sort of the longhand fashion, we can see we have 1 2 3 4, this and this gives us a quaver beat or an eighth notes, 5 6 7 8 9, here we have those, the dot and the semiquaver, the dot and the 16th gives us a quaver, 10 11 12 quaver beats per bar, and we know that 12 8 is quadruple time, group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. Let's look at that here. So let's just do the longhand maths first of all. So we're counting in quaver beats, 1 2 3 4, the dot and the semiquaver give us 5 quaver beats, 6 7 8 9 10 with the dot and the semiquaver, the 16th note, 11, 12. So we can see 12 quaver beats. So the time signature would be 12, 8. And we can see there's group 1, group 2, group 3, and then with the rest, group 4. So 12, 8 is quadruple time, counting each group of a dotted crochet beat, which is 3 quaver beats. There we go. So let's look at this next one, and we can see here we're in groups of 2, and so we're in simple time. So let's first of all work out what we're in. Let's count it in crochet beats or quarter notes to begin with. We've got 1 beat here, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. However, 6 over 4 would not be the correct answer because 6 over 4 is compound time and would be grouped in 2 groups of 3 crochet beats or quarter notes. So 6 over 4 is not the answer. That's not what's happening here. We can see we're in groups of 2, not groups of 3. We're in simple time, not compound time. And so mathematically, the same number of beats, but counting in minim beats, is 3 over 2. We've got 3 minim beats, and we can see there's beat 1, there's beat 2, there's beat 3. We can see the way the beats are split. They aren't grouped together. There's beat 1, there's beat 2, there's beat 3. We can see a minim, a half note, same there, minim or half note, minim, minim, 1, 2, 3 over 2, and that's a simple time signature. Let's press on. And so here again we can see that we're in groups of 3. That's pretty obvious just at a quick glance. So we know we're in compound time, and here we can see we've got 1 group of 3, 2 groups of 3, 3 groups of 3. That's triple time. In compound time that would be 9, 8, but let's just check the longhand version of counting the maths. How many quaver beats or eighth notes? So we got 1, 2, and then another one with the dot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the dot. And so we can see there we are, 9 over 8. Let's just check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. The dot and the semiquaver give us another quaver beat. 5, 6, because remember a dot is half a note, half as much again. And then we have 7, 8, 9 with the dot there. So 9 over 8. There, we can get to that in a number of ways. Let's have a look at this one. So just glancing through, we can see we're in simple time in groups of 2. So let's see how many beats we've got. We'll start off counting in crochet beats or quarter notes and see how that works out. So we've got 1 there, 1 there, a quaver and 2 semiquavers, an eighth note and 2 16th note gives us 1, 2 semiquavers and a quaver give us another one. Let's try this one. So we have 1 here, half of a beat here with a semiquaver and a dot, which are like 2 16th notes, 2 semiquavers. That gives us a beat. Same scenario here in reverse. We have a quaver beat here, and half as much again is a semiquaver or a 16th note with this one here, which gives us another quaver beat. So altogether that gives us 1. And we can see that we're grouped in crochet beats. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 at a glance. 1, 2, 3. So we can presume that that's a crochet beat. However, if you want to just look at the maths of that, let's just see how this breaks down. Because maths is not my strong point, I have to just visualize this. So first of all, I'm going to divide this into quarters so they would be semiquavers or 16th notes each. So we have a quaver here, so that's half of that full crochet beat. A dot gives us half as much again, so that's your semiquavers worth or your 16th notes worth. So far we've got 3/4 of a beat here, and then here we have 2/8 of a beat, 2 32nd notes, and we can see that's going to be there, there and there. Those two will represent the maths of that there, and we can see that all together that's 1 crochet beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 over 4 will do. Alternatively, you could say common time with that symbol, and mathematically you would not be wrong to say 2 over 2, 2 minim beats. It's still simple time, and mathematically it adds up to the same amount. So you could say 2 over 2, or you could say à la brève, or the split common time symbol there. So any one of those answers will be correct. So that's the end of that question. Let's look at the next question. So we're still looking at time signatures and note values. However, this time we have two separate time signatures here, and we need to make each bar complete where these little star signs are, and we need to add the correct rest or rests. That's the important part there. Just one rest won't necessarily do the job, because if you remember, every new beat requires a new rest, and just as you would for beaming notes together, you always need to show where each new beat falls. So here we're counting 3 quaver beats, 3 eighth notes per bar. So far, let's see what we've got. Well, 2 semiquavers or 2 16th note gives us 1 quaver beat, 1 eighth note. We have 1 here, and then we have half here, half a beat here. That would be like a semiquaver or a 16th note. And so we have another semiquaver or 16th note to add here to complete this second beat, the second quaver beat. This needs to be added as a rest though, and so we just need to show that's the other half of that quaver beat, finishing off that dot there. Let's see what we've got here. So we have these 2 semiquavers or 16th note that give us 1 beat. So there's beat 1. So before we do anything else, we know that we've got 1.5 beats, but just to add a 1.5 beat rest like that would be incorrect. Remember, we need to show where each new beat falls. So first of all, we need to finish off beat 2 and then show beat 3. So here we have a semiquaver, and so we need another semiquaver or 16th note rest. There's beat 2, and now we can show beat 3 with a quaver or an 8th note rest. So we can see beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, counting in quavers or 8th notes. And we have the same scenario here. We have 1 beat here. We have 2 quaver beats, 2 8th notes left to fill. It would not be correct to just do a crotchet beat rest. We need to show each new beat. So we have beat 1, beat 2, beat 3. So we can see how more than one rest is often required. Let's look at this next one. So we're now in split common time or à la brève, which is 2 over 2, which is 2 minim beats per bar. So we need to show where each minim beat falls. So here we have 3/4 of a minim beat. It might be easier to begin with to count in crotchet beats, so we're counting 4 beats per bar. I probably need to just spread that out a little bit. 1.5, 2, 3, 4. Let's spread that out. So we have 1.5, 2 beats there. There's our first minim beat. We have 1 crotchet beat, so we need another crotchet beat to show our second minim beat. So you could break it down into 4, 4 to begin with, and then convert it to 2, 2 if that helps you. Let's look at this one. So don't let this confuse you. A triplet just means 3 in the time of 2. That's 3 crotchets, 3/4 notes in the time of 2/4 notes, which is 1 minim, 1/2 note. So there's 1 beat already accounted for. So we've just got 1 beat here to show, and so we can do that straight away, just showing a minim beat or a half note rest. There's beat 1, there's beat 2, and this is a complete bar. So that's that question now completed. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope it's helping you to get to grips with this theory. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please do share the videos, and also please do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.